the body is the door, I'm understanding. And then you were saying to Heather, I think it was, about using the senses. So I've been doing the counting because the mind's going bananas. But yesterday I thought I'd stay with the breath into the belly. Can't do anything without that. But also allowing the senses to happen, like allowing hearing, which we're doing all the time, but just allowing the hearing, allowing the seeing from through the eyelids with the eyes closed, and sometimes the smell would come from the kitchen. And I noticed that there's no room for the mind, there's no room for thought then.
You're too busy. Too busy here. I'm not saying...
Yeah.
And you need to include everything, not isolate it. It's why I say don't focus on the breath. Just don't focus and make it this little world where nothing else is happening, because there is still hearing. You need to use that, and that's what makes you stronger. And that's also what helps you to face your fear, because if you focus on anything, you're trying to cut something out because you're scared you're going to get disturbed. And you need to hear everything, see everything. If you feel the breath,
feeling the
hear
breath.
The pots being in there.
And yes, got to stay here. But also feeling the pain. Well, it's not even pain then, but the body sensation.
Mm-hmm.
And then I noticed that, like when the thought would come in, and it's usually in relation to something that the senses has picked up. But there's always a lag. It's like this. I don't know. It was so stunning to see how it can never be. I mean, I know that intellectually it's not here, but it was such a clear thing that the thought is after the fact. It can...
And then the emotion is after the thought, and then that feeds the thought and strengthens the thought.
Yeah.
So when you're in time, involved in time, nothing can happen simultaneously, because there's always this boom, boom, boom. And when you start to see that, it means you're actually operating at a faster speed, because you can see that it's not as fast as you thought it was, and it is going boom, boom. I hear this, I think about this, then I feel this. It's quite fascinating seeing that. But what happens when you stop getting involved in thought, in that thinking process, you're just here, is that everything is happening now. Everything. And there's no time to think. There isn't that lag anymore. And everything becomes completely spontaneous, because there's not, yes, I'll do this, yes, I'll move my arm this way. And often there is a thought in every little body movement that you're making.
Every body movement.
Yeah.
And I noticed as well, like, I'm sitting here. It's like I usually head for the chair very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like the pain is, I'm not so distracted with the pain. I mean, it's kind of obvious, but I'm not distracted by the pain, not thinking about pain, because I'm not so much in thought.
Yeah, and you're using it. And when you start to use it, it becomes interesting and a bit addictive, intriguing, because you go, oh, well, if I can do this, and suddenly it's coming and going, and really, I mean, it doesn't mean it's not going to be incredibly strong at times, but you become almost fascinated by the whole thing. by everything. It's good.
Thank you.